In other news, I was doing some research. I was looking at like the US sites, you know, the ones that Twitch allows or they're working with, they're sponsored by. And I know the virtue signaling PG-13 streamers that pretend like they care but haven't said a single word about sports betting ever since the rules came out. I know they ain't gonna give a because we know they didn't actually care about the gambling itself. They just cared because they couldn't get a piece. But I was looking at these sites, they use the same providers. The same providers that H3H3 and all these other ones attacked, they use the same ones. They have Pragmatic, they have all of them. So not much gonna change. You know, I was sitting here tripping and shit, but nothing's gonna change at all. You know what I'm saying? The only thing that's gonna change is I'm just gonna be using USD instead of Bitcoin. So I can't wait for their next segment of coming at me for gambling. I mean, we'll see what they have to say about that. Right now we can see they're silent, they don't give a fuck. But I'm sure once I start and, you know, get my shit going, I'm sure there'll be a different angle that they'll come at it for. But hey, it is what it is. We're fucking here, boys. I learned some internet slang yesterday. Okay, turnt like a bell. Yeah, y'all hear that? Turnt like a bell. Pull up in the big body Tonka. I got some new slang coming. You understand? Now, I know I sound like a dad saying it, okay? But don't worry. It's going to fit in naturally one of these days. The same way we coined $1.50. We stole that shit from, you know, Nick Merckx and the other boys. You know, I'm sure we'll, you know, grab this and, hey. But we're here, boys. I'm excited. I mean, I'm gonna be real with you. I'm also excited about the podcast returning. Like, it's actually happening. Before, I was just saying soon because I wasn't ready. Now y'all just kept asking, but I'm in it. I'm in it for this. So I'm happy. Merch. This motherfucker got to release TwitchCon. Everyone's going to TwitchCon. I'm not. Trainwreckstv billionaire, right? No, not yet. But I'll be honest, after what's been going on Twitch, in a way, I mean, this could just be me rationalizing and trying to like rationalize and justify, you know, everything going on. But in a way, I'm kind of happy it happened because it like pushed, like I was kind of getting complacent. I was getting to a point where I was kind of just sucked into it, having fun, streaming. I didn't really see a future of like what I wanted to do next. But like, because of this, like I know what I want to do. You know what I mean? I want to, you know, become one of the players in the big game, in the big league. I want to know what led to these decisions. I want to know like what politics and what strings are being pulled in the back. I want to have that power and knowing of what's going on behind the scenes because you guys are left kind of like confused. But it's when the streamers who are behind the scenes are left confused, right? Like even people that are contracted with Twitch are left confused. They don't know what the fuck's going on. So like when that kind of stuff's going on, you're like, huh, what the fuck is going on behind the scenes here, right? And I kind of talked about it on Aiden's stream yesterday, you know? I don't know, you know, who's running shit on Twitch. I don't know what's going on, what pushback they're getting. I don't know if it's their decision. I don't know if they're bringing their at-home politics, you know, to work and they're just operating off of that. But it seems like whoever is making the ultimate decision to do the things that they're doing and decide with the people they're siding with, it tells me one thing, like these people might have book smarts, if that. I'm being generous by offering that because it doesn't even seem like they have that, but they definitely don't have any street smarts at all. Because they got it fully twisted. You know what I mean? Like, it seems like whoever is making these big decisions at Twitch, they're reading like a book that says like social politics for dummies. You know what I'm saying? Like the people they're backing, and then like, you know, if certain people push back, then they'll suddenly back up. And you know what I'm saying? They give no credit to these like streamers like Aiden, Kai, you know, Speed, all these guys, right? Gideon, like all of them. And then suddenly like there's a little bit of outrage and they go against their entire structure. And then, you know, they do some half-ass post for Kai, which, you know, obviously Kai's young, so he doesn't see like past that, but you know, he gobbles it up. For me, being in the industry for so long, I'm just looking, I'm like, the fuck? Like, who's running this shit, bro? There's no shot whoever's running this has a long resume of business. There's no way. It just seems so odd. Like, you don't give in. You have to have some backbone. Even to the people that like are your faces of Twitch, when they complain, you have to have some backbone. Because once you give in a little bit to them, all hell's gonna break loose. Every demand that they have, they're gonna fucking give. And if you don't, they're gonna fucking riot. And it's gonna just get worse and worse and worse and worse. Fuck gambling. Yeah, gambling's bad, don't get me wrong. I'm not angry at the decision for the bans. I'm angry at the inconsistency of the decision. That's what I'm angry about, and that's what most people should be angry about. But clearly their emotions and bias toward me have blinded them of that. But if they're actually as smart as they thought and as objective as they thought, right, they'd be consistent, like, wait a second here, this doesn't make any sense. All the gambling stuff that's happened, all the people that we've heard of being hurt and damaged by this, those types of gambling have not even been touched. You're so deluded. How am I deluded? Give me an example of it, bro. Good riddance, you're so deluded. So you're saying good riddance right now, but I don't know what that means because on the 18th, I'll just be on another site in the US that has the exact same games and same limits. So I'd love to see your argument there. Makes no fucking sense to me. Like, I'm telling you, some of you guys, your bias and your hate for me, which is blind hate, dictates your every move in life. It's the weirdest thing I've ever seen in my life. When I hop on a site that's deemed credible and that's in business with Twitch and Amazon, and you guys can't say a thing about it, we'll see how how much you actually care about gambling, because so far it's been radio silence from all the people that acted like they cared. Like every form of it still exists, right? Just 4 sites don't exist that realistically were just sites, right? They were just the pharmacies that were distributing the pharmaceutical companies' drugs, right? The providers didn't get any hits. It was just the sites that use the providers that are used by you'll understand, come the 18th. How long are you locked in a stake to stream gambling? I'm not locked in. I told you guys, I don't have like a contract like that. It's just month to month, just whenever I want, whenever I don't want. Twitch should have banned hacksaw slots. Shit. Maybe. I've said over years they should age gate Twitch. Yeah, they should have just made like a Twitch After Dark section where you verify ID. Then it's a win-win. Twitch gets to keep their main platform and without the age verification, and then Twitch After Dark would require viewers to sign up with an ID, picture ID, right? Which would probably take a couple months to go into effect because you'd have to hire a team to prove the IDs or some sort of system that approves it, right? Fuck non-US users. Oh, I guess. Doesn't every country have an ID? There's no way. Or like some sort of birth certificate you put up? I don't know. It doesn't matter at this point. Most places just verify age with a credit card. Huh. Twitch needs new owners. I don't think it's the owners, bro. It doesn't make any sense because from a corporate standpoint, the decision didn't make any sense. It only made sense from a standpoint of somebody that's trying to please a vocal minority that like the top channels that make like the most ad revenue for Twitch. I don't even know. Like I would say it's going to be the people that don't give a fuck about gambling, that gamble themselves or don't give a fuck. Well, it is the vocal minority because the majority of still like the entire thing was it was introduced in a very like bad faith manner, right? Like if you were to ask most of the people that like that post of Twitch releasing that, they're going to think that like the entire thing that started it, right? The straw that broke the camel's back would be Slicker, right? They're going to think that these sites are what caused Slicker, or Slicker was addicted to these sites. But in reality is addicted to the very thing that wasn't banned, and the streamers that use Slicker to get it banned aren't saying a word about the very thing that pulled Slicker in, which is sports betting, right? So like when I say the vocal minority, because the vocal minority knows what's going on. It's the people who attach themselves to the vocal minority that don't know the facts, that see Slicker as someone that just used these sites, like Stake or whatever the fuck, right? But in reality, it was just sport. It was horse betting and tennis betting. Why don't they have panels and talk to streamers? Yeah, I mean, it'd be nice if even streamers that they didn't have contracts with, I've just been on the platform for a long time. It'd be nice if they like got us into a meeting like once a year or twice a year and talked about things. It'd be nice if that was what was going on. Like it's literally free for them. It's free to get that insight. Devin Nash says Twitch has 5 years left. Yeah, I mean, I'll be honest. I've heard that 5 years mark for a while. And I don't know. I've heard that 5 years thing for a while. Sounds about right. Twitch had 5 years left 5 years ago. That's also a funny thing to say. I like that. You should start your own platform, Trainwreck to join. Well, that's not true. I think I could bring people over, but it would just be a lot of work to do the platform the right way. A lot of work and a lot of money, which like I considered it. I'm still considering it, but like I'm not gonna sit here and like fully play that shark bullshit political route where I'm like, oh yeah, fuck these guys, I'm done. I don't want to be done. I like Twitch. I want to be on Twitch. It's my home. But it's like when they can't distinguish, when they haven't had the life experience to know who to get behind, who's going to be loyal regardless of the money, and they just do everything backwards, and they choose the people who are willing to leave them at any point when even a penny more is offered, right? It becomes unmotivating, right? It becomes just demoralizing. It's just like the fuck, like, It
was fucking hot. Okay, dude. Okay, that's true. That's pretty true.